Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Tembile Maseko. If you are new here, hello. And yeah, I'm here with another video. And thank you to everyone who has so far subscribed to my channel. Really appreciate you guys. We are like 200 and something subscribers away from 1,000, which is pretty cool. I think that's really cool. It made my week. I had a really bad, not bad, but a really hectic week. And to see that really is like, once again, motivation. So yeah, as mentioned before, I really had a long week this week and I did not, no, I knew I was going to do a video. I'm really like totally for it. But I'm not going to lie, this week really stretched me. And I was just saying on my status the other day that it's the uncomfortable situations that really stretch you and make you realize your true potential. And this week was one of those weeks. And I guess you never know how high or how far you can go until you reach these times where you think, yo, I'm done, but you see yourself going. But yeah, so I'm back with another video. It's the third week in a row. Can you just third week in a row, and yeah, I'm glad I could get, or I still have the energy to do this. And yeah, I'm really excited for today's video. I hope you guys also enjoyed. It's a new thing, it's a very new thing, but I think it will be very helpful to a lot of people. So this week we are going to start our first ever episode of a new segment. I call it Body Positivity, the Body Positivity segment. But we'll just say body positivity. And I think it links back to why I started my YouTube channel. Someone asked me the other day, like, why I started my YouTube channel. It was giving why are you doing medicine? And you're like, yo, bro. But the reason why I came back, why I started my YouTube channel is because honestly, I wanted people to know that they're not alone in the struggles that they're in. I wanted people to know that we are all going through a lot of stuff and that it's okay. Like you don't have to aim for a perfect life. No one has it perfect. And sometimes you'll be very shocked to find that even people you thought had a more perfect life than you actually are facing the same, if not similar experiences as you are. And it's gonna be, I'm trying to create a space where people realize that what you see is not always what it is, but also it should show you that there is a way to live through it. It's gonna be okay, and you're gonna look back at it and you're gonna be so shocked at how far you've come from that. And also, if you're still in it and you never get to the end, or you have to battle it every single day, that's okay. Most of us are battling demons every day, every single day, and it's a challenge every single day that we have to face, like to wake up and face the world. So that's okay too. And some days you won't feel like it, and that's also okay. Like, I feel like there's a lot of, basically this is a space where I'm going to make you feel okay for being human, in conclusion. So yeah, I'm sure you're wondering, what are you going to talk about? Now, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that you probably could point out and say, oh, maybe she's going to talk about this and this and this. But today I'm going to talk about my skin. Yes, the skin. I call it my store-bought skin. Which is actually very traumatic. Or not traumatic, it's worrying. It's giving, I need therapy, but anyway. So basically I had acne. Shock. Wow. Oh my gosh, where? Which is why I call it my store-bought skin, because this is all the work of dermatologists and my money. But yeah, basically I had acne, and what I'm going to do in this video is tell you guys about like my skin journey and how I went through everything until now. And also there's a lot of aspects to it. There's the treatment, there is the support, there is the things you shouldn't say to acne people. There's a lot of stuff I could talk about with acne, but today I'm going to focus mainly on the psychological effect that acne really has had on me throughout my life, and like how I generally navigated through it. And then in the following videos I'm probably going to talk about like how the treatment was, and how the things that people never talk about, because I feel like everyone comes with a before and after, but no one talks about like what is happening, what are the side effects, why, like, how can I get help without just telling me to drink water, etc, etc, etc. So we're gonna be touching all of that, and I'm gonna be as real as I can, because I feel like if I had this knowledge, if I had known this before, there's a lot of things I could have avoided along the way. There's a lot of things there's a lot of times that I could have handled and gone through better than I did. So yeah, Let's get into it. Okay, so I'm going to first start like with when my acne started, etc., etc. And my acne started was when I was in grade 6. I was around 11 years old at the time. But I think I was okay with it at the time because I was like, okay, it's puberty. I'm going to go through high school, finish high school, then I'm gonna be done, and then I'm gonna have normal skin like everyone else. Because I'd seen it with my brothers. That's how it happened with them, and that's generally how we all take it. Like acne is a puberty thing. So I went through that and it wasn't bad, honestly. I feel like it wasn't as terrible. It was like a pimple here and there. I had my breakouts. Grade 8, it got really bad. It got worse. I remember in photo day, I had a breakout on the day I had to take photos in grade 8, and it was really terrible. But I feel like for the most part, I could bear it because there was so much more that was going for me at the time. I was doing my sports, I was pretty intelligent, and there were just so many other things that I could focus on than my skin that boosted my confidence, and that's how I got through it. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't easy because at times people remind you, or you see yourself in the mirror, or you have a breakout and you have a big pimple on your forehead and you're like, flip, I have acne. Just another reminder that I have acne. But for the most part, it honestly was bearable. I lived my best life. Yes, sometimes it would affect me. I remember there was a time in matric, like one of my friends' mothers came, and I know that for them it's not out of harm, and that's what makes it very tricky with acne. People say things not intending to harm you, but like it can come across as very, it can deteriorate or like really bring you down, even though they didn't really mean to do that. So there would be instances where people's mothers or people would be like, have you tried this? Have you tried that? So I went through the whole phase of like drinking more water, restricting my diet, trying different products on my face, and it just all didn't work, honestly. And so I just think I got into a space where I accepted that, okay, fine, I just have to get through puberty and then I am done. Little did I know that was not it. I got to university, I started my first year, and it didn't get better. It got worse after the end of first semester because of all the stress, all the dietary changes, all the change in my lifestyle, basically as a whole. It added on and it made it get worse. So I came back home. I remember that mid-year holidays. On the mid-year holidays, I came back home. My mom was like, don't you want to see a doctor? And I think for her, it wasn't like a thing of like, don't you want to see a doctor? Like I always have known when my mother says something about my skin, or the people around me who really care about me say anything about my skin, it's out of pure genuine concern, and they normally are trying to find solutions because they can see that it's also affecting me as a person. So then I was like, okay, let's go to a doctor. I'd never gone to a doctor before for my skin. Went to a doctor, got some antibiotics and something that he did not explain to me at the time, but I later found out it was a contraceptive. But he didn't tell me it was a contraceptive at the time. So yeah, but we'll talk about that like in another video, like how the treatment and how people didn't really tell me a lot about what the treatment actually does, and it didn't explain the side effects very efficiently. I wish I could have gotten that in order for me to make the decision informed about everything. But basically though, for 6 months I took that, and then my skin became better, like clear, like as if I had never had acne before. So I had got a chance to actually live with like clear skin for a solid 6 months or a year. So that was between halfway through first year till halfway through second year. And it was weird, actually, honestly speaking, because I had acne since I was 11 until till at the time I was 18. So that's 7 years. So you honestly become so used to it and becomes a part of who you are that you can't imagine life without it. And then you finally get that, which is it was pretty cool, I guess. It was pretty cool. It was something I'd always looked forward to, or the day I'd always look forward to, my ultimate glow once I'm done with puberty, basically. So then second year came, the first 6 months, unfortunately we went to lockdown, yes. So the first 2 months I had my clear skin, I was living my best life, I was glowing, now I have my glow up. And then the lockdown happened. We went home, my skin was fine until around June. Around June, sorry if the lighting is like adjusting, the sun keeps appearing and disappearing, but anyway, around June my skin started to break out again, but it wasn't like terrible. But I was like, okay, let me go to the doctor and find out what's going on, in case it's something I should be worrying about, like is it gonna come back, so I can know. And then they gave me more antibiotics, more contraceptives, etc, etc, etc. And then after that, what happened? After that, my skin was okay until I came back for my anatomy dissections. I stopped using the medication because it honestly wasn't doing a lot for me. Or rather, my skin became better. I don't know what I did there. The medication was either not doing a lot. So I was like, I'd rather not like take medication if I don't have to. So I stopped, and then I came back, and then my acne became like worse, but not like terrible. It became like worse. I had more breakouts, etc., etc. So I went back home that December, and I went back to the doctor, and I was like, yo, bro, it's coming again. Like, you know, it's coming, and I feel like it's gonna get worse. It's not gonna get better. So they put me again on other things. This other thing I had to put on my face, but they gave me retin A and all those things. And I went through a whole time or period with my skin. I couldn't be in the sun for long. My skin felt like it was burning. I'd have to exfoliate so many times, which was actually more damaging than helping. But like, I'd have cracked skin on my skin. It was just a lot going on. But I was like, okay, it's fine. You know, if this is the road to getting clear skin, it's okay. I'll bathe through it. So I was okay for the most part until January came. My skin was clear now, back to how it was at the beginning of second year. So I was happy again. Not that I was sad, but like, you know, I was back to that. And then I had like my skin was okay for first semester of third year until the end. I think towards the end is because of all the stress and everything, like it kind of made it or caused it to come back. I don't know. But it came back. What I did then is that I was like, okay, it's fine. Like, it's not bad. Like, I've had worse acne. This is not too bad. So I kind of thugged it out. I was like, okay, it's fine. Like, I can live with this acne. It's okay. Until second semester came. And then my skin just took a short leg. It had the worst breakout I've ever had in my whole life. I had never had such bad acne since I was 11 until then. I was 20 at the time. In all those 9 years, I'd never had acne that bad. I had dark spots for days and they were not healing. I was having breakout after breakout after breakout. And that's when I was like, shoot, child, this is a lot. Personally, that period was the hardest. That was probably the hardest acne period I had. Second semester, third year. And it was very hard because I think once you've had fresh skin or like good skin again, you kind of are like, unfortunately, I had started basing my beauty and my confidence on my looks more because I was like, oh, okay, now I have the skin I always wanted. Yes, queen. And then it's taken away from you again. And it's like, you know, now I have to start again and find another way to kind of like have my confidence be boosted. So that was really sucky. That period of time was really difficult. It was when I started my clinicals. I was still house committee member. Things were opening up again. So now it's like you even have to be outside more than you were even before, which is even more scary because now you like people had never seen me, like most people I had met, especially that year because I was house committee member, had never seen me before with my acne and all the other years. So they will probably see it as you went from good skin to bad skin. And so it was a lot. It was just a lot. And convincing myself that, you know, I can face patients today, convincing myself that I can go and interact with people and I should just act unbothered by my skin, even though it is crippling my confidence. It is chopping my confidence like it's nobody's business. I'd be so conscious of my skin in every interaction I'd have. I'd look at people's body language and you'd see sometimes, you know, some actions. I really based, unfortunately, the mistake I did, especially in that time, I based my confidence in who I am and how valuable I was on how I looked a lot. So that really was a hectic period of my life. But yeah, then I went to my dermatologist because I was like, okay, at this point I've gone, the GPs, I don't think they can do anything for me. And I really want to know what is going on with my skin. Because I think the biggest part with most people who have acne, I think I got into a point where I was like, okay, it's fine if I don't get anything to help me. It's okay. At this point, I just want to know what's causing it so I can know. And if I should be doing certain things, I can do those things to make it better. Even if I don't get fresh skin, I was at a point of like, even if my skin doesn't recover from this, I will be okay as long as it just doesn't get worse. Like, honestly. Yeah, like, because at that point, I wasn't even taking pictures anymore. That's why I stopped YouTube too, because I was like, nah, my skin is bad. Like, I can't sit in front of the camera and act like it's okay. I'm not even. Like, my memory was probably at its best. My phone's storage was at its best at that time because I was not taking photos, I was not taking videos, I was not doing anything. I was just trying to get through every day. I started isolating myself a lot. I won't lie, I started isolating myself a lot. I started wearing makeup a lot because I also was like, you know, I don't, like, if I have to interact with people, I really am going to try to make my confidence, or like to boost my confidence as much as I can. And if it means I have to wear makeup every time, it's fine. Which unfortunately actually made my skin worse because my skin is very sensitive to a lot of products now. I don't know if now or like forever, but just I used to advance, I don't know. But yeah, basically though, that was my life. And then I went to the dermatologist and I found out that there were actually so many problems or things going on with my body, which made the acne worse. Like, it was there, but if it's there, sharp, but then like the reason why it was so bad was because I had so many other things going on in my body. I had vitamin D insufficiency, I had an H. pylori infection, Those are the main two that they were really worried about. And obviously I couldn't start. They offered me Oratane, and honestly I did not want to go on Oratane because I had gone and researched like the side effects and stuff, and I didn't want to go through all of that. But at this point I think I was so desperate that I was like, okay, it's fine, like honestly just give me whatever you can to fix it. So they had to first fix like my H. pylori infection, obviously, and my vitamin D levels. And honestly it was a lot, because I remember there was a point, or during that time I'd take like 14 pills a day, antibiotics, supplements, etc. And they would, they used to make me so tired and nauseous, and I'd have to take them and lie down every single time. Fortunately it was at the end of the year, so I didn't have to go to the hospital and stuff, but like it was a lot. Guys, being pumped with medicine is not nice, so I went through that. I think, you get to a point when you have, for me, I got to a point that I was like, I'll do anything to just fix it, because it's crippling me. It's making me not live my life to the best ability or to the best way I can possibly live it. So I was really tired, I was exhausted. So I took my medications, and finally the infection cleared up, my vitamin D levels went up, so that was really cool. Then they started me on Oratane, and I used it for about 5 months, and now we are here today. So yeah, what I'm going to talk about now, there's like a few points that I'm going to talk about. I'm not going to go into the treatment or everything else. I'm just going to go through like some brief things, because like I said, acne is a very broad topic. There's so much to say about it. So how was my confidence level in each phase? I asked myself that question. And I think in high school, it fluctuated. Of course, not every day. It's not like every day I'm going to feel like this. It fluctuates. Some days are better than others, but I think my confidence was at its lowest last year, second semester, and at its highest when I had acne in high school, because I feel like when I had a reason, it was easier to deal and justify it. I would be like, you know what, it's fine. Like, someone's like, oh, what's, and you're like, now, puberty and stuff. And it's like, okay, cool. But then now as in varsity, I'm facing so many people. There's so many people watching you. There's so many people following you. There's so many people who are interacting with you every single day, and you're networking, etc. And it's like, I don't, like, if someone were to ask me like, yo bro, I remember someone actually had the audacity to do that. Someone who had no reason to comment on my skin, no reason whatsoever. They had no business commenting. They asked me, they were like, what's going on with your skin? And I don't have an answer. Like, I didn't have an answer, and that frustrated me, so I got so mad. But luckily I am a very level-headed person, and I can normally like keep my cool, fortunately. Otherwise I was supposed to snap and just take him on. But anyway, but what helped in each phase, this is the next question, what helped me in each phase? I think honestly the biggest thing that helped for me was the support I had from my family and my friends, close friends around me. When I think back in high school, and I think of like throughout varsity and stuff, my mom has really been a constant, and I think she noticed, or she realized how much it affected me, so she approached the topic with like the most sensitive way she could. She was always delicate when she addressed my skin, and at first I think she was also on the drink more water, eat healthier, do whatever tip, and then she realized that I had tried everything and I'd done everything, but the acne was still there. And that's when I think she was like, okay, no, this is deeper than just taking care of your skin generally. And shame, my family has always been really sensitive towards that topic. Like when they do ask me about my skin, like last year when they would follow up like, oh, how's it going with the treatment, etc., it would be like in a way that I would always feel that they're really coming from a place of care, and they're not coming because they think I'm weird and I'm gross, so that really always helped me. Also, what helped me is focusing on all the other things that I had to offer, than like all the other things that made me an amazing person. Like my skin was not me. And that's the thing that I had to remind myself every single day. I'm not even gonna say it's a thing like you wake up and you're like, yeah, no, my skin is, no, like I had to make a conscious effort to actually be like, I am more than my acne. Like my acne is how my skin looks, and it's going through whatever it's going through, but it doesn't I'm not acne. I'm not the ambassador of acne. I'm not Sembile the girl with the acne. I'm Sembile who is smart. I'm Sembile who's beautiful. I'm Sembile who's this and this and this. And yeah, that honestly has been the thing that has made me go through or be able to get through those phases and be as confident as I can be. Some days were worse than others. Some days I would feel, yeah, guys, it's a process. Like it's an everyday thing. It's like dealing with a mental health issue, where some days are gonna be great and you're gonna feel like I have finally conquered it, and some days you're gonna feel like, wow, this is my life. This is beyond me, And then also what helped me is makeup. Not even gonna lie. As much as I knew it was bad for my skin, like it made me feel good. And I know some people are like, no, but just don't do that if you know your skin. Sometimes I just don't want, or like you can't face the reality, and you don't want to face the reality of your skin, and you want to feel good, and you know the only way to do it is to cover up your skin. That did help me, honestly. Second year or third year, second semester, when I was going through the whole phase, makeup was my go-to. If I had to go out, I would wear makeup. I would wear makeup if I knew I had to take my mask down at some point. I'd put a bit of foundation just to close some of the dark marks. And it's just how it is, man. For me, it's a thing of like, do what you can to get through the day. That's like my biggest thing with acne. Take it one day at a time, and whatever you have to do to get through the day, do it. Whatever you need to do to get through the day, do it. No one has a right to judge you for the decisions you make, because no one ever understands or will truly understand what's going on. Also, at the same time, don't be afraid to embrace your skin. Make people uncomfortable if they have to be uncomfortable. It is what it is. It's acne. Yes, it's not necessarily the most comfortable or the greatest thing to have, but like it doesn't make me I'm still as capable as I would if I didn't have it. I can do as much as I can if I didn't have it, you know? So yes, if you have to go through a day with makeup, do it, but like try to embrace your skin, because nothing is wrong with it. Honestly, there's really nothing wrong with it. Your body just going through its own motions, and that's okay. That's fine. And then another thing is like, don't think that when you have clear skin, everything will just fall into place. There's so many things you have to deal, or I had to deal with, even after I got like clear skin, because I had so many things that I had to unlearn. I feel like the first time, like I said, the first time I got clear skin, let's say that back in second year, I ended up doing or making the mistake of basing my beauty out of how I look a lot, or like my confidence on how I look, especially with my skin. Because, you know, I'm a person who's generally beautiful. I know I'm beautiful, I know I dress well, etc., etc. But like my skin became a very huge contributing factor, and then it got bad, and then that brought everything down. So just because you have the clear skin again doesn't mean that now it's smooth sailing. Learn to still not base your beauty and your confidence in these superficial things, because guys will age one day, and like I said, anything can happen with skin, and then what, you know? So right now, for example, I'm in a journey where I really I'm trying. I think it's like I'm kind of separate from my skin, if that makes sense. I feel like when someone's like, I have amazing skin, I'm like, thank you, but I feel like it's not mine. I feel like it's still both like, yeah, it's great, but this is not who I am. I feel like I had been in such a space where acne had become who I was, if that makes sense, in the sense of like, that's the real me. This is not the real me, but this is me. This is literally, it's my skin, it's my body, it's my cells, it's my DNA. But yeah, so just because you have clear skin now doesn't mean that you will automatically overcome the adversities and the troubles you had with your confidence and your self-esteem because now you have clear skin. It'll help, but like, I would say work on not basing who you are and how beautiful you are and how much worthy of a person you are off it still, even though you have clear skin, because it could change any day. Anything could happen, and you don't want to find yourself in a space where your confidence goes down because of something so volatile and something that can be whatever it wants to be at any day. Because what happened with me, for example, something that I have to kind of deal with, something that I have to deal with now is that I'm so scared of having acne again. I'm so consumed with like my skin and stuff like that, and I'm so worried. Like if I see a pimple, I'm like, oh, what if it's another breakout, or if it's gonna come back again, you know? And that's not how life should be. I don't think that's how we should be living. But yeah, how did I deal with the acne exhaustion? Now, if you don't know what acne exhaustion is, it's where you've tried so many things to clear your acne up that you honestly just don't know what to do anymore. Like you just get tired. I basically have been taking medication for every single day of half of my university life because of my skin. So it gets exhausting. You get tired of always, you get to a point where you wonder like, how come other people just get to wake up and use sunlight and fast up and they're done, but you have to do this long face care routine, you have to take all these medications, and you just, if you don't, your skin is gonna just do the most. And it can get really exhausting, it can get really frustrating, it can get scary because it feels like it controls your life. Like sometimes you can feel like that's all you live for. Like you spend a big part of your day on just skin, and that can exhaust you. And then also the other side of it is also a thing of like having tried everything, eating healthier, and following certain routine, basically doing all those things, and it's still not working. And another thing is like where you are restricting yourself from so many things and it feels like you're not normal, if that makes sense. It's like you drink more water, you won't eat this, or you can't do that. And it's like it can get really frustrating, because if I want ice cream, I want ice cream, guys. Now I can't eat it because of it can feel like acne really controls your life, and you can't do anything outside of just trying to handle this acne, and that can get exhausting. So I did have my acne exhausted phases. There were many times where I was like, screw it, it is what it is. This is my face and I can't do anything about it. I'm not even gonna try. I've been trying. I'm tired, and then I just leave it. But then you wake up in the morning, you look yourself in the mirror, and you're like, okay, no, I'm not happy with this, so I have to keep trying. And then you go to different doctors, and no one is telling you what exactly is causing it. Some are saying it's hormonal. Some are saying nah, it's whatever. So it gets a bit frustrating. I feel like the hardest thing that also you have to deal with when it comes to acne is the fact that even though you can accept yourself and who you are and how you look, the world keeps reminding you about it. So you can be like, okay, I'm fine. Then someone will be like, hey, so I know this other product that I used, and they're like, yo, just when I had reached Zen, when I finally was at peace with who I am, then someone decides that it's their rights and responsibility to tell me about the acne that I see every single day. So it's very tricky. It's one of those conditions, or what do you call acne? Is acne a condition? Honestly, I don't know. It's one of those things that you are confronted with every day, and there's no way you can avoid it, but you have to try and not make it everything you are. So it's a constant fight. Every single day you have to fight it mentally, physically, and in context with other people too. So it's a lot. How would if I were to look back to the person, or when I was going through my acne phases, how do I think I would have approached it differently to kind of help with the whole process? I think, honestly, I wish I would have sought medical help earlier with a specialist, because like general practitioners are great, your doctors are great, hey, but when it comes to acne, especially if it's that type where you've done everything that you can do topically, there's no way that a GP can find out exactly what's going on. Go to a dermatologist. I'd say follow more acne positivity pages. I wish I would have followed more acne positivity pages instead of looking at celebrities with clear skin all the time, and people with clear skin and sun-kissed photos, and there's no texturing and whatever, but I know that back in the day there really wasn't a lot of that. Back when I was like a teenager, there weren't a lot of acne positivity pages. We had Retrica and filters and all these things, so everyone was like looking like they had fresh skin, so that made it really hard to feel like, I'm not abnormal, basically. This is fine. It's okay. I wish I would have done that more. I wish there were pages like that back in the days, but now I know there's stuff like that, so you can follow that, and you'll realize how common acne actually is. Like, people, unfortunately, as a society, we hide it as if it's like a disease that is terrible, 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 and shouldn't be seen. And if you have it, you are the worst thing. Your skin, take care of your skin better. You're unhygienic. No, it's not that. It's actually very common. Have a great support system. I think that really helps, because unfortunately in this life you won't be able to get up by yourself every day. You won't be able to get up for me personally, my religion really helped, and then my family was really cool. My friends were really cool. They allowed me to vent. They allowed me to say I'm not okay. They allowed me to have days where my skin almost stops me from doing certain things, and they helped me to not allow it to take over my life. I wish I didn't base a lot of my confidence of how I looked when I had acne. I think that mainly happened, like I said, after I had the phase of having clear skin and then having the acne again. I wish I didn't realize, or then have my clear skin and be like, oh, now I'm even more pretty because of the clear skin, because that can be taken away. And then to like other people generally, please don't comment on someone's skin if you are not coming, if I don't know you, firstly, if I don't know you, if you don't know me, if you don't know what I've done to try and do whatever I want to do with my skin or whatever, don't just come and give me your advice. I've probably done that before. I've probably been there. I've probably gone to professionals even, and I'm still here. So no offense, but who are you with your general knowledge and your sunlight bar with the Vaslav skin knowledge to tell me about my skin, about acne? Even fellow acne people, like, like not everyone has the same type of acne. Not everything that worked for one acne person will work for another acne person. So yeah, unless it's like from a place of love, and if you really feel the need to help someone, or you think you have the resources, approach them in a delicate manner, approach them in the most polite, nicest and friendliest, non-harmful manner ever. Think of, like, every time you think or speak to someone about their skin or any medical condition that's really sensitive to them, think of if it was you. Like, if someone came up to you and you looked at yourself in the mirror and you knew you had this thing, and then someone comes up to you and they tell you about it still, and they're like, child, have you tried this? I'm not even gonna name products, because there's this product you guys like mentioning, and these products are actually really bad for you. Like, be cognizant that this is affecting them a lot. Be cognizant that this is not just it's not just skin for them. It's a lot going on behind closed doors and underneath the skin, emotionally and stuff. So be kind, and you don't have to comment on everything. You don't have to say or note everything about everybody. Sometimes shut up and just move on. And also learn to look at people beyond the superficial. Learn to look at people and give them a chance to show you who they are beyond their skin, beyond their weight, beyond their skin color, etc., etc. Look at people with a clear lens, and allow them to paint with a clear canvas, and allow them to paint it. And yeah, be kind, and let's all try to help each other through the challenges and the things that we face. And yeah, I hope this video makes you realize that you are a person, and people are not just their skin and bones and muscles and all the things that we have in our body. We are beings that have an inside that is so complex, and if given a chance, can be shown outside, so try to love one another and try to help each other through the things that we are going through. And just know that you are not alone. Just know that it's a thing, and there's actually more people, or there's people around you that you might not even expect who actually understand. And you are beautiful. You are still beautiful. Everyone is beautiful in their own way. We are unique species. No one looks like the next person, and that doesn't make you any less. Like, honestly, it doesn't make you any less of a person. It doesn't make you less beautiful than the next person. You are just not gonna be like them. Your beauty is not like theirs, and that's beautiful on its own. So yeah, live your life. Don't let anything, especially superficial things, stop you. Don't let anything hold you back. Unleash the inner person that you are. Embrace the parts that are really good about who you are, and do the most, man. Do the most. Don't let this acne win. Oh, heck no. And then yeah, if you're on treatment, I wish you all the best, and I hope you do get the skin that you desire, and I hope you do get to a point where you don't have to take medication anymore and stuff like that. But yeah, there's this one page actually that I followed. I'm gonna promote her here, and it's gonna be so weird, but like, yeah, she's really cool. She's such a cool person. Her name is, I don't know how to pronounce it, but this is her handle, and she really has an amazing page where she talks about like how acne affects her and stuff like that. But she's living her best life. She's living her best life, and she's not letting acne be the be all end all of it, which I think is so beautiful. Pages like that have honestly helped me. I started following it last year, and that page has helped me, honestly, to just keep on, like, be like, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna live my life no matter what. I'm gonna just live my life. So yeah, I hope it was helpful, and I'll see you guys next week with another video, because we are consistent hands. Goodbye.